So this little beauty, little rubber legs, hare's ear, just an amazing fly, sort of pre-hatch, if you like, in the faster sort of pocket water. Fish this thing, it's got a heavy bead, it's got the bulk, it's got the heft, and it's got that contrast and segmentation on the rubber legs. It really is a fly that picks out some of the better fish. I also tie it in with really thin rubber as well. It's a little bit fiddly actually, so we've got the thicker rubber on this one, the rubber legs. Just a great fly to be tying and trying all the way through March, April, May. I've got a 3.5mm bead on a jig wave 470BL Hanak hook. I prefer this jig wave for this fly because it's a big fly, and I'm targeting big fish for this fly, which you'll see. But that's a hook that I prefer. When I'm tying these flies, I tend to go for either light cahill or this, which is camel thread, brown basically. And all I'm going to do is do a couple of turns at the head to lock that bead into place. Now, this fly does exceptionally well at the start of the season. Broken water just before it runs into a pool. Pre-March Brown hatch. And this is centipede legs small, barred, black and yellow. You can use mini, but the problem with the mini is it tends to, the fibres are so small that it tends to stick to the hook, the fur. So all I've done is double this over, bringing my thread back up. I'm going to catch this in, and then what I'll do is I'll split the fibre so that they're pulled down on either side of the hook shank. Oh, dropped one there. And then just secure in. So they're sitting. Make sure that you're sitting, so they're sitting splayed like that. And just lock them in place. Take this little loop, nearly, and snip that off. I didn't bother with, I really didn't bother with ribbon with this stuff. I didn't need it because my rope's that tight. Back down to my tying point, and then really, really tight here. So the bottom of the body, the main body, is a super tight dubbing rope. Super, super tight dubbing rope. Keep your splayed rubber legs there, like so, and then wind up. I'm winding up till nearly at the bead, so you can see where I am there, yeah? And then I've got olive pheasant tail. Take a little bit of this. Splay that right over, coming down, and then trim away the excess. Trim away the spare butts at the tip. Tidy it up. Now this fly was popularised by Dave Downey. I'm not sure if it's his or not actually. If it is Dave, it's a topper pal. If it's not, kudos to the boy that came up with it. There's a few nymphs with rubber legs, but this one, been doing the rounds up in Scotland for some time. I've fished it down here and it really does work, especially for better fish. So again, I'm going to come in with another set of legs. And what I'll do here is, I'm going to try and get 2 on one side and 2 on the other. Okay, so if I just marry these up so they're about the same, about here. Get that on your side, 2 on your side. Gets a bit fiddly because there's a lot of fibres here. 2 on your side, and now 2 on my side. Bring your thread up and through so you create a V. You're basically splitting those legs. So it looks like that. You basically created a V there. And then with my scissors, I'm just going to split this because I'm going to get all the legs one size once I'm done. So in with my dubbing again. And I'm going to come through with a little bit more heft on my dubbing rope now. And I'm going to come through which is a problem with the fine legs. This stuff's okay because they're a little bit thicker because they're small. And then come up and through the legs. So you're splaying them. Up and through the legs. Don't worry about this just now because we can tidy it up. But just keep that tight dubbing rope through the legs, figure of 8, through the legs. So you end up, if I just turn this, you'll see what I mean. See them splayed? And we'll get all these to the right length shortly. And then just a little bit more dubbing, and then we've got to pull that thorax cover over. Get the legs out of the way. Like so. And then we've just got to come over, so we've got to cover up the back of the thorax with our olive pheasant tail. And then just secure that in nice and tight. That's looking good. In with my snips and trim that off as close as I dare. And then again, just to finish them off, tiny little bit of marabou, just to cover up those butt ends. We'll pull some of these fibres back shortly. Cover some of these butt ends, like so. Now, I'll just show you how that looks in the back of the fly. Looking good. All I do now is I come in with some varnish. If I can get the lid off. Stick some on my shred. Keeping that under tension. Then I've got a little whip finishing tool here that I use for varnish. And I come in so I didn't get my good whip finishing tool covered. And that's him. All I do now is I pull everything up and I cut everything so they're the same length. So the legs are the same length that side, legs are the same length this side, and then cut a little bit off the tail about there. And if I show you that and turn it, you'll see exactly what I mean. So we've got everything even Stevens all the way around the fly, and those barbed bits of rubber really do work a treat. I also tie that with if I just show you, I tie it with a really thin, a thinner rubber, but it's really fiddly, like really fiddly. So this is the smaller one with a really fine rubber. But yeah, just great flies, perfect pre-hatch for speculative casting in pocket water. Just a great fly to have in your box. Any river angler worth his salt should definitely have them. I really hope you enjoyed that, folks. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Plenty more fly fishing and fly tying videos on there. Take care, folks, and bye bye.